First, we're going to need to boil some eggs. So you're going to get a small pot. This is just a little 4-cup capacity pot. Fill this halfway with water. Bring this to a boil. Do not put those eggs in there until it's boiling. Then we're going to make some ranch. You got to do this stuff about 30 minutes before you decide to have dinner. Okay, so we have 1 cup of milk into a jar. And if you use one of these jars that have the measurements on the side, oh my gosh, that makes it so much easier. Earlier today, I tried to reinvent the wheel, and I'll tell you guys that story as we go through, okay? So we're going to need about 2 tablespoons. We don't want to mess up our tablespoon measurement because we're going to need that. We're going to need about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Add to that milk there. Mix that up a little bit. Or you could use a whisk. Earlier today, I did about an hour's worth of math trying to come up with the perfect ranch recipe. Because I have one that I like, but every time I double it, it doesn't turn out correct. Oh my goodness. So I go through a couple of my different ranch ones that I've tried, and I try to figure out the exact right amounts for each ingredient that's going to be able to mix me in a 4-cup mixing jar here. As long as you're using cultured sour cream and lemon juice in your milk here instead of buttermilk, this ranch is going to last in the fridge for 3 or 4 weeks with no problems. So I like to make enough to do a dip for chicken strips or carrots and celery, or, or duplicate salads if it's this hot, because it's been dang near 100 degrees here all week. It's unbearable outside. But anyways, so after I get all that math done on my ranch recipe, I get on my YouTube, and the very first video it suggests to me is by Dill and Hollis, which is a ranch recipe from 1969. And it was almost identical to what I had just spent an hour coming up with. Yep. Then I realized, everybody has the same taste in ranch dressing. And I flip-flopped a whole bunch of recipes around to come up with something that had already been invented in 1969. But anyways, today I'm going to show you how to make that ranch. This will be the first time I've made it with a double recipe. We're going to triple the recipe today. And hopefully it won't turn out too thin like it usually does when I do the other recipe. Come on, boil, damn it. Okay, so while we're waiting for this to come to a boil, we've sliced this cucumber right here. We're going to be filling up another 4-cup capacity jar. We're going to fill this halfway with filtered water, because you don't want to use yucky water. So be right back. Ew, we're almost boiling. Okay, so go ahead and set your eggs in here into this boiling water. And then it's going to take about 1 minute for that to come back up to a boil. There we go. Half full of filtered water here. Now we're going to add about a tablespoon worth of salt. And there we go. And we're going to add about a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar. This is almost like making a pickle on the go, but this is for cucumbers, not pickles. Okay. Stir just until that salt dissolves there. And then add your cucumbers, because we want these to soak for about 30 minutes. All right, now that your eggs are back to a boil, set a timer for 12 minutes. Oh, nice. Make sure these are all submersed and set aside. All right, our lemon juice should start, see how it's starting to get all thick and chunky like a sour cream? Now we're ready to make some ranch. Give that a little bit of a mix. And I'm going to need this just for this. Okay, now we're going to add 1 cup of sour cream. We'll just look at the line here till we get to the 1 cup, which is oh so hard to see. Yeah, that's about right. Well, maybe just a splash more. This sour cream has only 2 ingredients, I think. Let's see. Oh, cultured cream and an enzyme. That's the secret to making this ranch last so long in the fridge. And now we're going to add 1 cup of mayo. Yep, that's it. Perfect. If you get out all these seasonings, you want to be able to make this last you for a couple of different meals. It's so much work to make it for just 1 meal each time. Oh, all right. So now we'll mix this together just until everything's all nice and smooth. Start out really slow so you don't go splashing everything around here. And if your eggs start bouncing off the bottom of your pan, then turn the heat down just a little bit so they don't crack. Okay, now where did I put my tablespoon? Oh, here it is. All right, so we're going to need 1 tablespoon of granulated garlic. You could also use garlic powder. That's going to be fine too. 1 tablespoon. That's 3 teaspoons. And 1 tablespoon of granulated onion or onion powder. 1 tablespoon of dill. If you don't like dill very much, you can use half this amount also. And 1 tablespoon of parsley. Dried parsley. Yes. And then we're going to use a half a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of pepper. And there you go. Now mix this all together and get this sitting in the fridge. Is ultimately you'd like this to sit in the fridge for at least 30 minutes or up to 3 weeks. Just really depends on how fresh your milk is, I guess. I just got my milk today, so we'll see. This ranch never lasts long enough in my house to be able to make it to the spoiling point. Now that we got that all pretty well mixed together, now we can put a lid on it. Give it a really good shake. Okay, now put it on the top shelf so it can get extra cold, extra quick, and be ready for dinner. In the fridge, top shelf in the fridge. Okay, then your timer goes off on these eggs. We're going to take these over to the sink. We're going to rinse these in cold water for about 2 minutes. All right, then when they're cool enough that you can reach in and touch them, you want to fill it up where it's almost halfway. The pan's almost halfway full of the cold water. And then you're going to fill the rest of that up with some ice. In the pan, not on the counter. We want these to get really cold, and then they'll break free from that shell so nice. And we're having a cold salad here, so we want these to be real cold, real quick. Set these aside. Not on the hot burner, in the back. Set those aside to cool. Are you going to want to put some lettuce down on the plate? However many people are eating, that's how many plates of lettuce you're going to need. Get this all ready and set out here. And then you're going to take 3 thick slices of loaf ham, just like that. And this is 8 ounces of cheese. We're going to cut this into 6 slices so that everybody that's eating tonight will get 2 slices of cheese. If you're doing 4 salads, then you're going to try to cut it into 8 slices. And there's a tiny slice left over for a snack. Or the kids, or the cat. What you're going to do is cut one of these slices of ham in half. Then you're going to take 2 slices of cheese, 1 on each slice, stack it up like this. The place that I used to work at used to charge almost $10 for a salad like this. And by today's standard of egg prices, oh my, or cheese prices, I guess that's justified. We're going to just cut thin little strips, just like that. Perfect, right? This way here makes it so that the cheese doesn't stick together in between the ham. Now, gather that up and throw that on top of your salad, just like that. That is so good on a hot day. It has been so hot. We haven't been able to go outside but 5 minutes at a time today. Now, we only have 2 people eating some tomato. This is totally optional. A Roma tomato or cherry tomatoes. So good on a salad. We're just going to kind of do, what do you call those dang wedges? The potato wedges. Slice it like a potato wedge. Let the knife do the work so you don't squish all the yummy juice out of there. There we go. Now you're going to put your tomato right onto one side, just like that. Now repeat. While our eggs are cooling and our ranch is setting. Piece of ham, cut it in half. 2 pieces of cheese, stack it up. Cut it into tiny little French fries strips. Turn it sideways and dice it just like that. There you go. After you cut a tomato on a cutting board, always wipe that dry because it's going to be slippery where those juices were, and that will lead to an injury. Now you're just going to take a really thin slice of red onion. It's so good. Put that over here on one side. Oh, my husband likes extra onion. I should give him an extra slice of onion. He doesn't like tomato, so extra onion to make up for that. And that piece, and that piece. All right, let's get this out of our hair. And make sure you get your cucumbers one more stir there. Oh my gosh, they smell so amazing. Give everybody some cucumbers on the side. Don't be afraid to drip that juice across everything too, because it is so yummy. Salted cucumbers with red wine vinegar. It doesn't taste anything like a pickle. But But once you have a cucumber like this, you don't want a cucumber ever again that's not like this. And save that for next week's cucumbers if you want to, because red wine vinegar and salt water, that's going to stay good in your fridge for a while. Not with cucumbers in there, probably. Just your marinade here. It's cucumber marinade. Okay, give that ranch one more shake since it's been sitting in the fridge. That was just for extra drama. This is what you'd call that. Ooh, we're probably going to want to top these off. Everybody loves this kind of ranch. The longer it sits in the fridge, the more thick it will become. Yep. Perfect. Just perfect. Look at me. I accidentally reinvented the wheel. Too damn funny, right? All right, so now let's get some eggs diced up here. Just hold those into the cold water. And you want to start right here at the butt. The wide part of the egg is where that membrane usually has a little air pocket that will release really easy. There you go. Okay, so peel these and set them on a towel here to dry just for a second, because you don't want a wet egg on your salad. That would not be great. Probably still tastes great, but texture makes a big difference. Okay, well, anyways, so you get the gist on how to peel an egg. Duh. Okay, so now put your eggs in an egg slicer just like that. Everybody likes 2 eggs because that's where all the protein is. And then you just want to kind of spread it out like that. That's what the extra space was for on the plate. So if you noticed, I kind of left a little space right over here. There you go. And then push it down like that. Oh, don't forget salt and pepper. Yep, a little bit of Himalayan salt. Little for the kitchen floor over there. And some fresh ground pepper. Oh, there you go.
You'd be my star, and I'd be your sky.